get that annual inspection. They'd map you all out and all that.
I guess we got to stop talking about the people in the chat, huh?
Yeah, we better quit talking about them, especially Johnny. Johnny's probably eating his fajitas right now, is what he's doing.
Johnny's
Dr. B too.
nice.
That dang Dr. B, I tell you.
Here we go. I'm muted, so we're good here. Okay, are we ready, folks?
Yeah.
Are we ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1. And welcome into DroneNation for May 5th, 2025. April showers bring May drones. And this is our first show of May. And, we kind of got some information for you here tonight. Maybe not as much as last week. And I'll just start off by saying, if, we're not going to talk a lot about the Mavic 4 tonight because it's not almost any new information from last week's show. So before anybody says, you didn't talk about the Mavic 4, because we just be repeating ourselves. If you want to hear a lot of Mavic 4, go back to the week before show, and we covered, the whole 9 yards, and not a whole lot's happened since.
Hey, Ron, but is it tomorrow that they're going to supposedly do the introduction?
That's funny you should mention that. Story number 1.
Okay.
According to the leakers, all the big ones, Acedolev and Igor and Jasper, they say we should see the first official teaser for the DJI Mavic 4 Pro tomorrow, with the release being the following Tuesday. So typically we get that email letting us know that the teaser is coming. And as far as about maybe 15 minutes ago, I received no email about any possible teaser. So right now, anything can happen, but I don't know at this point. Right?
Yeah, I haven't seen anything either. I'm going to be traveling on Tuesday, so I hopefully.
Hopefully you get the email on your phone and you can go right to the teaser.
Well, I'm talking about the following Tuesday when it's available.
The release date. Okay.
Yeah, the release date. It's going to be interesting. Well, we hashed all that out last week, but I'm still just.
Lauren's going to get it.
Well, of course he will. I may go up and see Lauren, Captain Ray.
I have a feeling you might make it a trip up there.
However, I am deadly curious as to what are we going to see for a price tag on it. And I don't think any of us know how the tariffs affect it. Anyway, it'll be interesting.
And you mean the price? We kind of know what we'll say the list price, the retail price of the rest of the world is. What we don't know if the price here will be affected by the tariffs.
That's my point. Yeah,
that's what we don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. You said it correctly. That's what I was trying to say.
Well, you know what? I don't even have this in the storyboard. I wanted to put this on. I forgot about it. The Pocket 3 came out. It's I don't know, over a year old now, right? And the Pocket 3, just the Pocket 3 alone, costs like $529, right? Just the basic kit. Well, now that kit's up to like over $700 now because of tariffs. So the Pocket 3 definitely got affected by the tariffs. And of course, availability, even if you want to pay that amount of money, availability is almost nil on it.
Man, Ron, so why wouldn't I just go out and buy a full frame mirrorless camera now?
Because they're very sizable and very costly.
Right. But aren't there a lot of mirrorless cameras? Like I know that my M50 that I have and so forth. There's newer versions of that. That's going to put that little pocket right in that price range. I mean, that's and I can change lenses on that thing. There's a lot I can do with it.
Of course, that's another thing. If putting big lenses on too. Kills your pocketability and portability. Now, that doesn't mean anything to you at all. If you're walking around with a big camera and big tripod and that doesn't bother you, why not? Yeah. So we kind of jumped right into the first thing here, but our special guest tonight is Captain Ray here, and he's going to tell us a little bit. He's been busy doing some search and rescue missions this weekend. It's kind of interesting, too. I mean, I hope the story turns out to be a good story in the long run, but we'll get into that in a second. And we may even have another special guest may join us at some point in the show. There's no guarantees, but this guy's he's a big name in the business here he could stop by.
Drone celebrity?
Who could it
Big
be?
drone celebrity, yeah.
Who could it be?
Well, he's actually, I think, busy working on dinner right now. But
did you have to pay him big bucks? Did you have to pay him big bucks to come on?
well, he's on retainer. He's on a retainer. He's we give him shares of stock here.
Is his dinner fajitas, Ron?
Well,
It could be.
it could be. Yeah, it could be.
I know who that is then.
Yeah. But he may join us later. Now, does anybody see Mr. Fajita in the chat here, or
No.
He's probably too busy chowing down, So yeah. So anyhow, well, back to the teaser here. I'll go to Captain Ray first. Are you looking forward to seeing a possible DJI teaser tomorrow on the Mavic 4 Pro?
Yeah. I mean, I always get excited, whether or not I'm buying the new drone or getting. I still get excited for the people that are gonna get it. I'm happy for them. I don't need it right now. I got a Mavic 3 and a Mavic.
You got a great deal. Tell the folks about your great deal on your Mavic 3 Pro.
Yeah, that was on Woot.com. I never heard of that. And, I called Johnny the next day.
And what drone channel promoted that on Woot.com, Ray?
Well, that was first heard about on the Fly for Fun show. Nick from North Carolina talked about it. He got one. And I double-checked with Johnny the next day. He said it's an Amazon company, and I checked. There were 2 left, and I got one of them. And it was shipped to me in 2 days.
And it actually came back.
$15.99.
It came back again for like 1 day.
I remember you saying that. Yeah, I missed that one. But yeah.
So you got a heck of a deal now. That wasn't just a drone. You got a controller and a battery with it also.
Yes.
Which
RC,
controller?
DJI RC controller.
The original RC, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. DeMarco, your thoughts? Are you looking forward to seeing the trailer tomorrow for the Mavic 4 Pro, if it indeed does come tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, not that like we're gonna see something new, but just to know that it's coming. So, like we've already seen high definition pictures of it. So, just to know it's coming. Yeah. Normally it comes out in the morning around 8.
Well, usually you get the email like a day or two before, and then you're right. Usually it's available either 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But
now you know what? Like we're over here talking about being excited for it to come out. Remember now, every time, well, not every time, I guess, but like a lot of times, like when it first come out, there was a lot of bugs and a lot of missing.
I think the release in the United States is going to be
a little. Yeah.
Last week on Bill Thomas's show, Drone Therapy, he broadcast what was leaked on Twitter, what was supposed to have been actual footage from the Mavic 4 Pro, and it was a couple minutes long, and it looked very impressive. But now, since then, Bill's saying that might have been fake footage or whatever. So now we're not 100% sure that was the real banana last week that he broadcast on drone therapy. So I think that's what you make a good point, DeMarco. We've seen what the drone looks like and the accessories and yada yada yada, but what we don't really see much of, or in fact maybe not at all, if that was fake, I want to see the footage from the drone. Yeah. I mean, I don't care what the drone, to me, I'm not as much interested in the drone looks like as I am what kind of video and pictures it takes.
Yeah. Hey, but let me ask this: if it comes out and then the tariffs hit, like knowing that, why would they put that out then? Because sales would just be crushed.
Well, that's a good discussion. I mean, of course, worldwide, it doesn't make this.
Yeah, the United States is a small market.
Yeah,
but in the U.S.,
I wouldn't say it's a small market, but it's not their whole market. That's
not their whole market.
Yeah.
But it's a good percentage.
It may be their biggest cash cow market. But here's the thing: if what you're saying is correct, DeMarco, again, it just won't be released here or whatever. On that Tuesday or whatever, be available anywhere in the U.S. Just like right now, if you go to the DJI store, especially the refurb store, You can go through every single product in the refurb store, and not one single product is available in the U.S.
So Ron, I just heard from an unnamed source,
very unnamed, yes,
that it could be delayed again. That they're continuing to have issues with them,
and that makes sense.
What kind of issues though? The drone itself, Marcus,
drops out of the sky.
Oh, that's big issues.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah. It's sort of big. No, but I said this earlier. Like when the Mavic 3 came out, was it the Mavic 3 that came out and like we didn't have a whole bunch of features for it?
But now here's what else. You're right. But here's
it wasn't falling out of the sky. It wasn't falling out of the sky.
They told us beforehand that those features were not going to be on it initially, and they promised that they'd bring them in an update, and they gave us that update sooner than we expected it.
Yeah, I'll help you out, Marcus. They promised those updates would all arrive by January 31st, and they arrived like 2 or 3 weeks before that.
December, I think. But here is the bad part of that one, and that was all the issues that people initially had with GPS connection. I didn't experience that much, but a lot of people, Ron, I know you did, and I know Billy Kyle did a demonstration where he showed it took him like 15 minutes to get a GPS lock. So
Ray, when we were at the meetup that year, when I say at the meetup, I was of course I always get to the meetup. Ray, you give me my phrase there. I'm usually the first one to make it to the meetup, right?
Yeah.
I'm usually there a month ahead of time. But you and I were sitting at Carlin Park. We had just had breakfast at the restaurant that closed down there. What was that restaurant called? The little breakfast spot that closed down.
I forget, but
it'll come to us.
The new restaurant will be open, by the way, the time you get down here.
Yeah, and it's that new spot. But we had breakfast, right? And we went over to sit at one of the picnic tables, and Mark Fisher called us, and he said, the update's here. The update for the Mavic 3 is here. So remember, Ray, we did an update live sitting at the picnic bench in Carlin Park. And it sort of fixed it. Like it didn't take you 5 minutes to get satellites anymore. Right. It maybe knocked it down to 2 minutes or something like that. So it halfway fixed it. But the real fix didn't come until almost May, where you just turn the drone on and the satellites just come in. But you know what? I was finding Mavic 3 the other week, and it's still slower. It's still slower than my other DJI drones at getting the satellites, but it's reasonable. You know what I mean?
And the Air 3S does not have that problem, right?
I guess almost instantaneously, like the Mini 4 Pro, or
Hey, Ron, Bill Grace is making a good comment.
Who is
Bill Grace? It's about the fourth one from the most recent. Yeah. So I think that's a great point. That it's possible. We don't know, but they could be stockpiled already. If that's the case, and you want one, buy it on that first day, because it could be problematic after that. When that stock is depleted, it may not be available. B, if it is available, it may be at a much higher price.
That's the tariff ones, yeah. Right. And this has been Bill, the drone reviewer's theory for a while. He's been speculating for a while that they will have stockpiled inventory long before the launch in the U.S. Hopefully, Bill Grace and Bill, the drone reviewer, are correct on this.
Yeah, I hope that's right. Yep.
Yeah. I hear that Facebook, that DJI has given up on sending Air 3S kits to the U.S. For now. I mean, it's hard to get them under the drone.
How many? Hey, let me ask you this: how many, if they are here, how many do you think are here? 1,000? 500?
Okay, I don't have a number, DeMarco, but you better order in the first 5 minutes.
Oh my gosh! Yeah,
immediately. That's what I would say. When you see it available, if you want one, hit that buy button right then.
Don't put it in your cart and think about it for a while.
Yeah, you got to hit it. I can't remember how they did. I think this was the Mavic 3 or 4. We all ordered, and then I think I ordered after you, a couple hours after you, though. But I got it before you, and like you actually got it later. But the question is,
the Mavic 3 wasn't a problem. I didn't order in Texas because Susan was
one
with
of those.
Me, so I didn't want the drone coming to the house when I wasn't there.
I know why you got your Mavic 3 without an issue, DeMarco.
Yeah, no. My question is, if you order, they charge your card right then. I'm trying to say this: if you order it and they say, "Oh, it's back ordered," though, but like you're out your 3-5 grand, you know, it could be months.
I would not buy it if it's back ordered. Warren's got a good point though up there.
Hold on,
Best Buy's gonna have them.
Well, best, you know, I did I tell you? I think I mentioned it last week. I went into my local Best Buy for something else, completely different product. But I stopped at the drone case, and a really, you know, how hard it is to find a knowledgeable salesperson. I ran into a guy that was knowledgeable. I mean, this kid, he was a young guy. He was maybe 18, 20 years old. He knew everything in that store. I so appreciated it. But one of the things that he told me was that they haven't had any drones to sell, any DJI drones to sell for months. For months.
Yes. I went in to try to get a Neo. No, they don't have them.
Yeah.
Hey, Brad Henderson said he crashed his Air 3 2 days ago. Now he's trying to decide on picking up an Air 3S or the Mavic 4 Pro. Well, you probably can't go wrong with either one, Brad.
Yeah, they're both good drones. Well, we don't know about the
You'll love them.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Shame.
Man, there's Warren's. I finally found his comment there. Tell you what, Warren, if you see him at your local Best Buy, you pick one up from Marcus and I too.
Me too.
Yeah.
You pick up 3 of them.
As long as it's under $2 grand.
So I still have some questions. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, and nobody's ever really been able to explain this to me, but let's say we just can't get them here for whatever reason, and I make a trip up to Calgary to see my friend Lauren, and I walk into Drone Dynamics and buy a Mavic 4 Pro. When I bring it back across the border, how does that work? Do I have to pay some kind of tax then, or do I wonder?
I forget what the dollar amount is, Marcus, but if you declare it, you're going to have to pay a certain tax.
And why wouldn't you? Because if you flew an airplane back from the Caribbean and you had purchased something there, you'd have to write on that little card that the stewardess gives you, whatever. So, I mean, why wouldn't you have to do the same thing at the border?
Hey, Barclay.
Yeah.
When you come back from Canada, do you have to fill out that customs form, I'll call it, that you get in the airplane?
You know, as I recall, the last time when I did my Corvette trip up to Canada, I remember I had to fill some stuff out, but I wasn't bringing anything back, so it was pretty simple. The guy did
dollar amount, Marcus. Check the dollar amount that's allowed.
Yeah.
How about shipping it, Marcus? What if you shipped it yourself?
What if I just ordered for Drone Dynamics up in Calgary?
Yeah.
Good point. That's a good point.
Yeah, because
ship it.
They ship to the U.S. I know they do. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
Interesting enough, though, Captain Ray, one of the things they asked me when I crossed from the U.S. into Canada with my Corvette, they said, "Mr. Crawford, do you have a weapon?"
Right. Guns are a big thing.
And I said, "No, I don't." His next question was this, and I thought this was genius. He said, "When was the last time you had a weapon in your Corvette?" To catch somebody off guard, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, to go think, "Oh, geez, yeah, my pistol might still be back there in the, you know."
I had that question too.
Yeah.
Way back when. They put me in secondary screening for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Looking for the guns.
Yeah.
They don't ask you that in the plane. So, hey, listen, I'm going to move on to story number 2 here. There was a lost episode of DroneNation that finally has been recovered and released to the public for the first time. It just was published a few days ago. I'm not going to play here because it's too long. The link is right there, number 2. If you haven't seen, you want to watch already. And Marcus, getting the backstory on this. Marcus and I filmed, pre-recorded a DroneNation episode in Jupiter, Florida, at that little marina in front of like the dive bar or whatever. And Bob Dempsey and Jay Santiago were also on us, and they got interviewed. They were all part of the little show. And then it had some video in it. And I was putting the video together while we were at the meetup in Stewart or whatever. And my plan was to publish it that Monday night in place of where it was going to be no live show because we were on the road. But that, of course, I had the South Florida drone plague by that point, and we drove from Stewart to Savannah, Georgia, not Savannah, Georgia, wherever the airport is in Georgia, and maybe it is Savannah, and the airport. And that, of course, took whatever 6-7 hours to get there. And by the time we got to the hotel, I brought all the luggage and stuff in that had to come in. I sat in the bed just to rest for a few minutes. Well, by the time I woke up, the show was would have been over. It was like 11 o'clock, and I was catching the last few minutes of the NCAA final. So anyhow, the show never aired because of me being sick. But it is out now. You just go into regular DroneNation feed and watch it. And you can see again the lost episode that never made it out when it should have. And it's not just us guys talking. It's a whole bunch of stuff from meetup too. Like I know the first thing meetup, you see me interviewing Bob Dempsey's wife Audrey and JAA. I don't know if he's in here tonight, Joseph from St. Kitts or whatever. But there's a whole bunch of people in there. So if you want to see some more stuff from not just Mark's side, but stuff from the meetup, go catch it.
Ron, why wouldn't DeMarco have carried the torch for us that night?
Well, who would he had come on with him, because that wasn't at the meetup, and who was going to watch the show since almost everybody was there.
Lauren wasn't at the meetup. I bet Lauren would have come on with him.
Oh, well, now you come up with the good ideas.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to get these ideas in the idea jar before.
Not to put you on the spot, DeMarco, but yeah, I guess I put you on the spot.
I got nothing else going on. That's fine.
And plus, DeMarco would have got all the money that night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
all the royalties. Yeah,
he'd have cleaned up out there. But okay, I got something to show you guys here. Now we keep talking about what are we going to do if they ban the DJI drones and everything like that, because they're trying to make room for the American drones. Well, we finally have these American drones here. Let me make sure you can see that here. Let me get rid of the comment here. And I'm not going to play the music because I don't know if the music's, is legal music or not. So we're just going to roll. This is American drone company SiFly drones. We fly longer, further, stronger, and quieter. Here we go. Of course, it's going to be
this is a commercial product, right, Ron? It's not a...
Yeah, well, that's the point here. Sure, this looks like a great drone here, but it's an enterprise level drone.
Right.
Look at that. Look at the runtime on this, though.
Yeah, I like their graphic where they show the other drones falling out of the sky.
I mean, look, it was like almost like 2 hours.
Yeah. It's a good looking thing. I just wish somebody would think of the consumer, the hobbyist.
And of course, look, this guy, it's got that 5G chip in it, so the guy can fly, with his laptop and all. Look, they took a shot at DJI. The controller didn't have any signal.
Yeah, and he's still flying because he's got a
laptop with 5G chip.
Yeah, 5G trip, and
he's in Salinas, California. Look, he flew all the way to San Francisco, Marcus.
Isn't that beyond visual line of sight, Ron?
I guess they got a special permit or something.
Those enterprise guys, they get those waivers. Look, he's in San Francisco. Look at it flying around, and it's quiet. They don't even hear it in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's right through the streets of the city. I tell you what,
that's all legal, right? That's all safe.
90 miles. Wow.
Right by the farm equipment.
What company is this? Skyfly?
SiFly.
Yeah, SiFly, I guess you pronounce it. Here it goes. 10x quiet. It's very quiet. Here it is. Look at it. It's good lift. It's got great lifting power.
Wow.
Did they talk about price, Ron?
No pricing is discussed.
Yeah, I guarantee you that.
You don't want to scare the people off by putting the price on, right?
Yeah.
Look, they're soldering the chip. Look at that Look at that gimbal, Marcus.
It had a GoPro on there. It looked like.
Yeah, and the 3D printing parts for it.
Yeah, they make them one at a time.
Handmade, yeah.
Handmade. So that'll make them
custom.
cheap. Yeah, that'll make them cheap.
Look at that sunset.
Yeah.
Of course, no camera specs or anything. Of course, you saw maybe the GoPros, the camera specs.
Listen, I'm glad that somebody's doing something, and maybe one of these days, this kind of a thing will lead us to a consumer level drone.
Yeah, I mean, your concern is my concern, Mark, is that they're going to drive DJI out of the the U.S. or whatever, and the American drone company that replace them are all going to be enterprise level drone companies because that's where all the money is. So there's hobbyists, we're basically out of it unless we want to go buy $10,000 and above enterprise type drones.
Yeah, totally agree, Ron. It's disturbing. Yeah. I'm, as an old milkman, Ray, I approve. I spent my career peddling that white liquid.
Yeah. I believe the of course the American drone companies that are supposedly coming now, they want to control the top end of the market. They want to control the high end of the market. I don't think they have little interest in the $300 beginner market.
I'll tell you, I can tell you probably. Hey, Sammy, what probably happened to Skydio when Skydio got big enough and they started getting private funding. All those guys started controlling the strings, and they pointed them towards those high-priced government contracts and those kind of things. And they, so they just shoved the consumer part aside. And I guess it's a business decision. It sure seems like, if not a company like Skydio, what about a company like Sony? Or Samsung or companies like that do a lot of electronics. Why do we only have DJI?
No. Like we actually had that. What was that company a couple years ago? With the props were popping off when it landed.
Oh
yeah.
Whatever happened, that one gone.
They didn't make it either.
It's because they didn't make a competitive product, DeMarco. Yeah. I mean, it was.
Hey, I want to interrupt a second. I want to shout out Sean from Air Photography, who's in the chat with us tonight. And Sean just had a birthday last week, so everybody say happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Sean!
Marcus, okay, yeah,
listen,
yes.
Hold on, I gotta stop again. We've got a big celebrity in the back room right now, so I want to get him on stage because we got to pay him double when he's in the back.
We got bets on who it is. So
with no further ado, folks, making his big entrance here, all the way from Hammond, Louisiana.
Oh, that guy!
I know he the man.
It's not Barkley. It's not Barkley.
Yeah.
Now,
Johnny.
What am I doing?
Johnny, you have a little story to tell about Barkley. You had a little visitor at your door yesterday morning, didn't you, Johnny?
Man, I tell you, it's funny because I was sitting there doing drones and coffee, and Barkley, as Marcus knows, he makes his entrance with a drone, and I'm sitting there having my coffee and on the show, and I hear something at my door over a speaker, and he's like saying he's with code enforcement looking for Johnny Alfonso, and man, I tell you, Barkley, him and Jenna stopped by, had some coffee, and of course, hey, Barkley was on the show yesterday morning, which
he was on Coffee and Drones.
Yeah,
he was,
and Jenna and Hawkeye,
yep, and Hawkeye, yep. Oh, absolutely.
Who gets up that early is what I want to know.
Oh, Marcus, come on, Marcus, you got it.
The best show Johnny put on yesterday morning.
Hey, Marcus is going to be on next Sunday morning, guys, at 6:30.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'll set my alarm clock.
Yeah.
I was already at the ball field, Johnny.
Oh, wow, DeMarco. Wow.
How's the team doing, DeMarco?
She went 3-3 this weekend. No, came in third place. So
good job. Good job.
Good. Yeah.
No, I take that back. No, she went 5-3 Friday's game. They had 8 games total.
That's even better.
8 games.
Wow.
Hold on, wait, but before I forget, that last company, it was X Dynamics, right?
Right, X Dynamics. Yep. Yeah.
The reason why I brought them up is look at all the research that they did, and they built the drone. Now, if they could keep going, hopefully that's not all just gone. I know they're probably closed.
DeMarco, was that drone made in the U.S.? Was that drone made in the U.S.?
Yeah, but if someone bought them or merge with another company, they wouldn't have to start from scratch then.
Right.
Yeah, that technology though is already 4 or 5 years old. Though it was 2020 when I saw that drone.
Oh my gosh, it was that long
Wow.
ago.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Yeah, at the Consumer Electronics Show.
Yeah.
So how much would that SiFly drone? I mean, would that drone be?
Yeah.
$79,000?
No prices are released yet.
But Johnny, you know as well as I do. Yeah,
bucks.
like Captain Ray said, I'll bet you it's at least 15,000, if not 20,000.
Johnny, it makes the Mavic 4 Pro.
You have to ask Johnny. You can't afford it.
Hey, I would say more than that, but yeah, that's crazy. But hey, it looks interesting. You know, you got some great graphics on there. That's for sure.
Yeah, they got a slick commercial there.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump to story number 4 here. Captain Ray's been helping out with some search and rescue missions up in Long Island. Ray, there was a swimmer. You had the gentleman's name too, right?
Yes, Petros Kramidas.
He went swimming on what beach was it?
Long Beach, right in front of
Long
a hotel there, right on the beach.
And what day?
He was training for a marathon.
And what day was this, Ray, that he went swimming? Or
29th, April 29th.
Which was last Wednesday?
2 Wednesdays ago.
Yeah.
But
how's the search been going so far? Of course, Ray has a series of videos on this, but how's the search been going for you?
It's interesting to see the coordination that's involved in doing the searches. Friday, Rob and I were there sort of on our own, and then Lawrence and Herman joined us, and they searched the west side of East Rockaway Inlet along the beach. We searched the east side, and then another drone pilot from Queens joined us. He searched the far end of the inlet and out towards the ocean. There's jetties all along the beach there, like in Margate or Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
And initially, Rob and I had searched in front of the hotel area, and no results.
And you were using your Mavic 3 Pro with that incredible zoom feature, right?
Yes, yes. I was hovering at flying at 100 feet altitude, and I would use the zoom with a telephoto lens.
You had to be wary of helicopters flying above you also.
Oh, yeah. Low flying helicopters passing us. We stayed low again, and I added them into the video, and you could see how low they were, really. I mean, right on the top of some of the high rises, really.
Well, they would. I mean, if they were too high, they could miss them easily, right? They had to be sort of low to be able to spot them.
Yeah. But the next day, on Saturday, the search was much more coordinated, and there are a lot more volunteers.
Oh, good.
And people were sent out in pairs. There were 5 volunteer fire department drone units, including the Syosset Fire Department that Rob is in charge of. They were there, but I was assigned the Jones's Inlet. I think you're familiar with Jones's Inlet, Ron. That day, and
is that where they have the music? Where they have the music stage and all that?
Yes. Well, Jones Beach, yes.
Yeah.
Not so much by the inlet, but and then Point Lookout and Reynolds Channel is there. But it was so sad, really. So I'm looking at the poster now, and I get sad, really. I do. Yeah. And the family is such a nice family. I've been in touch with them, and
so.
I mean, unfortunately, every year, when I say the shore, I don't mean the whole shore, just either Margate, Longport, Vetta, just the towns around me. Almost every year, somebody tragically goes out swimming, and this happens. They usually find the bodies eventually, but sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah, Ronnie was on Philip's show earlier. He said there was one that was lost down in his area, and 17 days later they found him.
Oh, wow. Ray, was it Riptide related, or was it?
Well, you don't know because he went out at nighttime, 9 p.m.
Gotcha.
And nobody actually saw him go into the water, but his clothing was found on the beach, and he, everybody knew he was doing nighttime swimming training.
Right.
He has done that in the past.
Yeah. I mean,
but it's a very strong current. Back to that, Johnny. Very strong current there.
He's training for an event, but normally, they always advise you not to go in the water without anybody else.
Safety.
Close by or something like that for safety, in case anything happened. The other person could call for the fire rescue type of thing to come, police to come get you out. And of course, in the summer, you're not recommended to swim without the lifeguards on duty.
Yeah, I hope the family gets closure soon.
Yeah, but these things can go on for a while, unfortunately. And Josh in the chat say appreciate you and others are doing, Ray. It's not an easy job.
Thank you, Josh.
Thanks for support, Josh. So you'll keep.
Barkley's not. Just to let you know, Barkley's not lurking tonight. He's in the chat.
He's active, which is interesting.
Well, he heard Johnny bring his name up earlier.
Yeah.
He can't hide out.
I see. He said their helicopters could be problematic. We found that out when we were in San Juan and Puerto Rico. Well, no, we weren't at San Juan. We were at that beach, the Mar Chiquita, and boy, we had a chopper come by fast and low.
Tourist helicopters, right, Marcus?
I think it was. We couldn't tell for certain. I suspect that's what it was. But the thing that comes to my mind when I looked at that is, boy, he came so fast. And we all of us, fortunately, we saw it on ADSB, and we were able to get down low in altitude. But I could see how it easily somebody could have had a drone up at the same altitude as him and been caught off guard, and boom. And I'm not sure how you blame the drone operator at that point. I mean, I don't know what you do. It's
again, we were aware that there were aircraft searching.
Yeah.
We were well aware of that, and we purposely stayed 100 feet, no higher than 100 feet.
And so if you're coordinated like that, I get that.
When I got there, I didn't have a visual observer. I got there an hour before Rob.
Right.
And not that it was nerve-wracking, but it was a little nerve-wracking.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm really glad that DJI builds ADSB into these drones because
it helps. It helps a great deal.
It's just another tool.
And Ray, this whole experience you've been going through with this, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we need DJI drones to still be available in the U.S. to do these type of missions. Because if you would have had to do this with another branded drone or whatever, you probably wouldn't have been able to get as much ground cover.
I know. But I have to say, it is much better when you have a VO. I was spotting those helicopters, giving Rob a heads up, and I was filming the helicopters and him also at the time.
Yeah.
And what we didn't know at the time, just to let you guys know, is we didn't know the parents were up in the top floor of that hotel that was behind me in the videos, and they were looking out with binoculars.
Oh, wow.
Not so much at us, but I know they saw us flying, searching, but they were searching. They were looking with binoculars. And then when we were leaving, the father and mother ran after us to catch us in the parking lot to say thank you. And
that's great. Barkley just made a good point there about ADSB. If I understand the regulations correctly, they only need to squawk ADSB when they're in controlled airspace. So often aircraft, they won't even have it on. But the other point that I think is important here is DJI is the only manufacturer I know of that provides ADS-B receivers on drones. I don't think anybody else does that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat, though. I mean, it's definitely. It seems like the Air 2S was still better than all of them. Seems like that pops up more.
Yeah, hey, Johnny, before I move on to the next story, you want to give us an update on Captain Ray? He had a little bit of an accident recently.
Oh, Captain Joe.
Captain Joe.
Sorry.
Yeah, Joe. He said he was out of that poker run. I think Saturday morning he had the Mavic 3, and somehow he was landing on his pad, and he always sets it up kind of right behind his SUV there, his little, and he had the tailgate up, and somehow it was beeping, and the obstacle avoidance was on, but I don't know if he said he was bringing it forward a little bit, and all of a sudden it shot up, hit the roof of hit the tailgate, and then he put his arms up, and then actually he had 2 or 3 cuts right here. It was pretty bad. He actually went to the doctor today and got a tetanus shot. So
that's a small thing for him.
But he is doing good, and he sent the drone in, and he doesn't have refresh, but they act like, I mean, just from his conversation and text, they act like they were going to take care of it. But he'll know pretty soon about that. But yeah, it could have been. It could have hit him in the face or something.
I hope they take care of him. I think they will. DJI is like that.
Johnny, he was flying what drone?
The Mavic 3.
Okay.
Now, Johnny, why didn't the obstacle avoidance stop it from hitting him?
I don't know. Marcus had that problem. When it went into the wall that time, and I was thinking maybe did it pick up something from that tailgate? Did it pick up the glass? I don't know. Or did he push the sticks forward? I mean, you really don't know. I mean,
he might have been distracted though. What was going on some of those boats, though, John.
I don't know. He lands like that every time. Seems like.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know what Captain Ray's talking about. But what about sport mode, Johnny? Is it possible it was in sport mode?
It was not in sport mode, no, because it was beeping. He said it was beeping.
You can turn obstacle avoidance off, and it will still beep. It'll still tell you that there's something around.
I don't know. I haven't thought. I didn't.
Yeah, it will.
A little while ago. Yeah. But he's doing okay. So I hope they take care of it.
Yeah.
I'm in the chat.
Pardon?
He was in the chat earlier.
Captain Joe's here.
Yeah, he was a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here. Yeah.
Oh, there he is. Here
How you feeling, Joe?
Joe, we're thoughts and prayers to you out there that you're going.
So he said he's in cine mode. So certainly obstacle avoidance should have been.
City,
it should have been working great.
Yeah, he was out of the football field actually. Yeah.
At Manderville High.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, sorry to hear it.
Yeah, and Joe's an experienced pilot, so
Yeah, that was like his 205th or 6th flight. He said with that drone.
So it's not like it's any newbie type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope they get that sorted out. What happened is and Joe's saying here he had no distractions.
No bikinis. No bikinis.
Yeah, no.
Oh, great. Yeah. That's even better.
I still haven't seen that one video though that he was showing.
He said, "Don't blink." So yeah, look. John Flynn's getting him here. No cheerleaders, Captain Joe.
Yeah, but they'll take care of it. He feels like they will, and he got his tetanus shot, so he should be all good.
I'll keep us up to date on what's going on, Joe. So
absolutely, he will.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna move on to story number 5 here. Last couple weeks, all we've got was a bunch of DJI rumors about the Mavic Pro, but Igor and them, they've already moved on. Now we're getting the DJI 360 camera.
Yay. Wow.
People say it may be called the Osmo 360. And here's a couple. This is Igor's photos here. He's got a couple here. Of course, they're watermarked there, but saw the 1/4 inch. And it kind of resembles a little bit the GoPro 360 camera from a few years back. So, and they got the size measurements of it there. So,
you use a 360 camera, right, Ron?
I've used the Insta360 branded ones for a couple of years now. Now, I mean, I'm not as big a user as a lot of people. I think they're great little cameras, but the editing, they're great until you have to start editing that 360 video. and then it gets a little complicated here. But let me try to share one more thing here on the 360 camera here.
360 cam, so let's see, about $1,300.
Oh wow! Well, with tariffs or without tariffs?
With tariffs, yeah.
Now here's a little picture here. Now this is Jasper. He says right here, this is AI generated image, not actual photo, but here it is, a little screen and buttons, and the Osmo 360 logo here. And he's got a short history of DJI's action cameras here, and he's got sort of different photos than what Igor had here, the battery too, and here they even got pictures of the inside of it and everything like that. But now Jasper, he doesn't think it's actually going to show up. He thinks this is a product that maybe was in development, but he doesn't think they're actually going to release the thing.
Late.
So,
okay.
Here's some drawings down here and whatever. So yeah, so I mean, I don't, but it certainly seems the rumor mill's heating up with these 360 DJI rumors. Whether they're true or not, I guess we'll know eventually. But Jasper tries to make the point is if they release this thing with tariffs, it'll cost some big price tag. We talked about the Pocket 3 being $700 now with the with the tariffs. So now the Insta360, the new X5 just got released. That's $549. Okay, and now of course, if DJI made a similar camera, I don't know, whether it would be better than Insta360s or not as good. I don't know if it would be priced the same. I mean, this is all up in the air because DJI has never released a 360 camera before, and GoPros sells for $349, but they're so far behind the curve in the 360 game now that price doesn't really mean anything anymore.
Eddie Nunez got a prediction there.
Oh, let me get Eddie up here.
What's up, Eddie? The
first DJI 360 camera will definitely be a flop. Maybe the second or third gen will be better. Well, that's an interesting comment, Eddie. When has DJI ever released a product that was a flop?
Hey, Ron, so let me ask you, yes. GoPro is a homegrown camera maker, right?
U.S.
camera
but not manufactured.
That was my question to you. So clearly prices will go up on, say, the DJI Action 5. It's currently $349. When they run out of domestic stock, what's it going to be? Is it going to be $549 or whatever? Will that same thing apply to GoPro? GoPro, they don't make them here, so they would face those same price increases?
Like the car makers, if they bring parts and stuff in, they'll see the tariffs. So
yeah.
I'm sure they would see a lot, because just having the design team here in the U.S., it doesn't employ any factory workers or anything like that. So that'd be my guess. So GoPro would be in
the same boat, so to speak. The same boat from China to the U.S. The exact same boat.
Yeah.
This container has DJI cameras in it. This container has GoPro cameras in it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they get brownie points because the home office is here. I think the factory has to be here.
Yeah.
Is there any possibility that the drones are in the country already? What do you guys think?
We talked about that a little bit earlier. Somebody in the chat tonight said that they may already be here in warehouses, and then of course Bill Grace, and then Bill the Drone Review has been saying that for a while. He thinks
I don't think that they are. I don't. I really personally, I don't think they're in the country. That's just me.
Lauren knows. He'll know.
Here's Lauren's got a comment here about the car parts. Car parts may be exempted, covered under CUS.
Yeah, they're talking about that Canada, US, Mexico trade thing.
Okay.
That
Eddie knows too. Eddie will know.
Eddie's here saying
he's probably under DNA though.
Yeah, DNA. He's calling the Action 2 and 4 flops or whatever versus
2.
5.
Really?
The Action 2, he said.
I like the Action 2. I still have
that's
mine.
what he means. Correct me if I'm wrong.
This Action 2, no, this was no flop. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, that Action 2 is a great camera. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's only because he's got the Action 6.
I may be putting words in Eddie's mouth, so correct me if I'm wrong.
That Action 2 saved me when I was on the cruise.
That's right. Yeah.
My Action 5 went belly up, and I had to send it back to DJI.
Marcus, you got it back, right? Though the Action 5.
I did, and DJI, their customer service is just beyond reproach. In fact, they even called me about a week after I got it back. They wanted to know if everything was going okay. That's customer service.
That's good. And it was no charge, Marcus?
No charge, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Mike Wright said here he just noticed the flip on DJI, so the basic model is up to $479 now. So it already got a price hike, and it has a shipping time of delivery time of June 15. So it's delayed and got a price bump.
Yeah, because that was $439.
Didn't somebody just get a flip? Dennis Lovelady? Did Dennis?
Yeah, I think somebody actually did order one, Johnny.
Yes. Actually, I might as well make the announcement. Dennis has contacted me, and he's donating a flip, and he has it in his possession as a giveaway prize for the 6th annual South Florida Drone Meetup.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dennis.
Yes, Dennis Lovelady. Thank you so much.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Good old Dennis. So recovery drone things that he's referring to total.
Hey Ron, I sent you a picture. If you pop this was a small plane that crashed.
Let me go through my Facebook here.
Up in
That's the one on the golf course?
This is up in Kentwood, right up the road here. And these the pilot and the passenger survived this.
Johnny, the picture I have is here the fajitas.
Oh no, it's right there in the you could at the bottom of the screen.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it down there.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I got it. Sorry, add to the stage. Here you go.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, but that was all that's left of this plane, basically.
Oh wow, that was an accident.
But where did that happen, Johnny?
It happened Saturday up in Kentwood.
Wow. How far is that from you, Johnny?
Good old Kentwood.
About 30 miles. This
30 miles?
one of Marcus's favorite singers lives in Kentwood. It's from Kentwood.
Oh,
Close.
very nice.
That's close.
Yeah.
Brittany.
But they survived. They survived this plane crash. So.
Was that Brittany's parents on that plane?
No, Brittany's got a jet. So
yeah, but maybe her parents don't.
No, they do not have They do not have a jet.
Yeah.
No, but I thought that was pretty. Man, it was.
Wow.
They put a few more pictures, but they survived. So that's kind of crazy.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to get something else up here on the screen here. Share screen. Let's see here. Here we go. I think this is what I want here. I'm going to get it up here anyways. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
That looks like a Mavic 4 Pro.
Yeah, that's Jasper Allen. That's a latest picture of, somebody out in the field. They got the case, the controller, the drone, and let's see what they're exactly. That's not what I wanted.
That only looks like 2 cameras on that gimbal, though, Ron.
Well, what he's saying here is, here's what he's saying in the headline here. He says that's the new electronic ND showing up in the video. Even though it's supposedly delayed, there it is on the drone.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he did a whole story on that, a whole little thing on like that. It's on now. I guess it's on there. Oh, I don't know. They were saying it wasn't. So,
I guess just because the beta testers have it doesn't mean that it's going to be
right. The final
day, but there it is. There it is in the field.
Yeah.
So let's see. That's Jasper. So let's get that off of here. And let's see. I got a couple other good. So we don't have a whole lot of Mavic for the info that's new from last week, but we do have a couple things here. Here's let's see, maybe this one here. There's a good shot of it. Can you guys see that in its little its little case there, which looks very similar to the case of the Air 3S or the Air 3. You see the drone, you see the 2 batteries in the charging hub, you see the controller there. Looks like you see ND filters case popping out of the front. There's a very, very similar to the Air 3S case, obviously bigger in dimensions, but
so Ron, that's what's our friend up in Alaska?
Jake Sloan.
Yeah, Jake Sloan. That must be Jake Sloan testing.
Yeah. No
Jake
doubt.
leaked that out here. I'm going to have to give Jake a call about that.
Yeah.
But now I kind of like this shoulder bag case, but I know Marcus, you don't particularly like these cases because you can't get the power plug and stuff in the case.
I'll tell you. Well, that's true. That's one of the things. But also, I like the suitcase style because you can open it up and you can see everything. Right? You know exactly what you got in there. Where these things you got to dig around.
Well, this isn't as bad as some of them because everything, you know, like if that was drones all the way, and he can look and see the drone, he can see the batteries, the controller, he could see everything without nothing's buried in a second level there.
I get your point, Ron. And these kind of cases they're very convenient for carrying around. They're often more compact, right? So
yeah, and the soft bag, you know, like even the bags you're talking about, the semi-rigid ones, they're kind of not as comfortable to carry along with you if you're walking quite a distance as this kind of a
absolutely
bag,
right.
you know, yeah. So
absolutely right.
But I mean, you know, this is, I mean, just for DJI throwing a bag in, this is a quality bag for them just to throw it in.
The ones Johnny uses are more like a Samsonite suitcase or something. He gets those big old plastic
GPC.
ones. Yeah,
Johnny and I GPC.
Yeah,
I like the hard cases. Yeah. But no, not GPC. You know.
What happened to GPC? You used to have those, Johnny?
Start RC.
Start RC. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the hard cases are great for storage and all that. And if you're always going to fly, like if you're going to put in the back of your car, you always fly to your location, just fly out of your car. That's fine. But when you go to a location, you have to walk a bit or whatever. Sometimes these cases are better for you know, if you got to walk a mile from where you park your car rather than carrying that big hard case.
Yeah.
Marcus has a semi-rigid there.
DeMarco, Start RC.
Start RC. Okay, sponsored to us.
This show is sponsored by Sky Lee and Start RC here tonight.
I love Start RC.
Hey, well, you know, all kidding aside, I was talking to Ron about this earlier. You know, they really do a good job of distributing their products out to people like Ron and Johnny and you, Captain Ray, so that everybody gets a chance to see them. So, and they make so many. There's if you think about any kind of accessory that you would need for a drone, they probably have it.
Yeah, they really do, and they're all, I mean, very reasonable and pretty. The quality is great of them. I mean,
good quality and reasonable prices. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the GPC case. I mean, I'm not, you know, hey, listen, DeMarco knows he likes those, but they've gotten quite pricey. Although, yeah, I mean, you can't. I mean, they're not, you know, two different products for sure.
Hey, there's one more Mavic 4 leak here, and we're done with this here. Now, this is a real nice video showing the controller, the drone, and whatever. I got the music turned down in case it's kind of.
You know, what is that controller, Ron? That is a Pro controller.
Is that the new? Well, yeah, the screen's not popping out, is it?
No, I don't know that.
Pro 2, DJI.
Well, let's run that clip and maybe we'll learn more, Marcus.
Yeah.
And then you see it in some sort of a high mountain environment. There the guy had the control. We're familiar with the screen popping up.
Yeah.
There's the drone. There's the screen we know.
Yeah. And that other picture was not that controller.
Well, we know that. Well, we kind of know from Lisa it runs on the regular DJI RC Pro controller also.
Yeah,
I think it was
RC non-Pro. It runs on a non-Pro.
I think it was that controller, Marcus. So I think it was.
It looked like it, yeah.
Yeah, that's a Pro controller.
Well, that one is, but the other picture.
I'll let it run through. It's going to start there.
The guy was standing
only for a second there, but it will work with that controller. So, according to the leaks, anyways. Okay, and this is from Sebastian Fernandez. Kind of a new leaker's been popping up here.
That's the Pro control, the new Pro controller.
Right.
I was talking about that initial.
Yeah, which again looks like the current DJI RC2, which again, by the leaks and rumors, that will control this drone also. That's the controller come in the basic package.
That's what I think. I think you're right. Ron.
What's the?
That's why they probably showed
the bag picture again, Ron. The bag picture again. Can you?
Oh, I already deleted it. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I got my thing all filled up with things. So the more I eliminate, the more I see. What were you trying to look in that picture?
Under the drone makes an interesting comment. So the joysticks, the sticks, do they
automatically fold down when you lower the screen?
Okay, I got you. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
that's pretty neat. Yeah,
but I think I see DeMarco's point. Does that big controller fit in that little bag?
Hope it does.
Yeah, I would think it does. It folds up flat, sort of.
Yeah, that bag look nice. Like my old bags from like the Air 3s and all those. Marcus, you had said this, like you had to pack them in there and stack them and squeeze. I never use those bags. I always
I got about 10 of them.
Yeah.
So Marco, you gonna buy my Mavic 3 Pro when I get the Mavic 4 Pro?
Maybe, sir. Maybe.
Just kidding, buddy.
It wouldn't be the first.
Wouldn't be the first.
He's already got the Mavic 3.
Mavic 3
Mavic
Pro.
3 Pro. It's missing a Pro.
Oh, that's going to me. That's going to me.
Oh, shoot, that's right.
Oh,
no.
You got first dibs?
Take mine, Johnny. Take mine.
Yeah, that's it. So the Mavic 3 will go to Johnny, and then DeMarco will get the Pro.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I'm keeping the case, though. I'm keeping
It's a hand-me-down deal, Johnny.
Yeah, hey, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's a great drone, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
All of them.
TJ's in the chat here.
Hey, TJ.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, so back to DeMarco's point, in that bag, well, that bag is obviously going to be bigger than the Air 3S bag, but the controller goes in there, but I mean, it just goes in there. It doesn't have a whole lot of extra wiggle room. So a bag that'll fit the new controller, because according to the leaks, our current controller is a 5-inch controller, the DJI RC2, where the leaks say this new Pro will be a 7-inch screen. So that's, a couple additional inches kind of all around there. So whether the bag will fit both controllers comfortably, I guess, is a question. I hear Bill Grace says something here about if the 4 Pro uses OcuSync. Well, Bill, it uses OcuSync 4 Plus. Then the RC3 controller should work too. Well, you may get done in by the fact that it's the Plus, or OcuSync 4 Plus. That's why when say that the Mavic 3 came out, it didn't work with really any older controllers because it had that 3 Plus. So
yeah, no telling.
Listen, this is going to be the first time we've ever done this on the show, guys. Are you ready?
Okay.
There's going to be a new video coming out soon. I'll be like Sean soon. Here's a rare sneak peek at an upcoming DroneNation video special. And this is filmed, I told Marcus about this earlier. This is filmed on location at the South Florida 2025 South Florida Drone Meet at a secret spot even Captain Ray doesn't know about.
Oh.
We refer to as secret spot number 2 in Jensen Beach because Dolman Park is secret spot number 1. But this was a mini meetup here. It was attended by Marcus Crawford, Michael Wright, Jay Santiago, and myself. Now, Johnny was invited to go on this, but Johnny, he didn't want to come that night or whatever. I think he was heading over to the barbecue.
Nighttime flight.
You were heading over to the barbecue. Well, this is right before now. This is a short. I'm only gonna roll this video because it's very short. Should have saved that's for Johnny's show, but we're gonna roll it right here now.
Sunset flight.
Yeah, a little sunset flight here, and I think Ray, you'll probably recognize some angles of this here. So let me see if I can get this going here, right here. Share, and can you guys see that? Let me make it a little bit bigger here. And I think I can play the music because this is YouTube music.
Oh yeah.
That's Conti Joe's in.
Oh yeah,
in Jensen
Conti
Beach.
Joe's. Look at that.
And Conti Joe's expanded greatly since the last time I was there.
Yep.
Air 3S drone, and
Ray knows what that's
But how's the food? How's the food there?
HLG.
Excellent.
Bueno.
Wow. Yeah,
Well, here you're about to see pictures. It's about to get better here in a second.
Here in Jensen Beach, and here we've shifted over to the
You recognize that causeway over there, Ray?
Yeah, it looks very familiar.
This is right in front of Country Joe's.
From the other side.
The Jensen Beach Causeway, near where we had the South Florida drone meetup on April 5th.
Looking familiar, guys?
Yeah.
Look at that. I never flew from there. We're gonna have to go there.
This is the Causeway here, Causeway Bridge.
Well, we even had a secret sidewalk to fly from that you're going to see near the end.
Side of that
I heard. Yeah.
there is the location.
I'm not supposed to tell people where it is, right? The parking lot or something?
Oh, no. We'll give you the map, but
Marcus Crawford, Michael Wright, and
Jay coming in for like a landing here. It's a short video. They had those nice little piers there. You could take a boat. You could take your boat over there.
And this is just a great spot to fly. This is maybe just 15 minutes or so before sunset here. And Country Joe's got a big addition since the last time I was here 2 years ago. All those
they really added on, didn't they?
Now watch it close here. Watch it close. You're going to see the secret takeoff spot.
I'm returning to kind of almost the secret. You're
going to see some drone celebrities here in a second too.
In Jensen Beach, and this is
Right from the
I see.
Look how windy it is. Look at those palms.
So windy it is with the palm trees blowing there and coming in for the landing. You see
Oh, there they are. Look at them hiding.
That flew that day.
Had between the bushes. Yeah.
Kind of secret.
Very nice. Very nice.
Now I put that little thing in there at the beginning where I said I was filming a normal color profile. When I get in these sunset environments, I like to use that HLG because it really brings out all the kind of the colors of the sunset, all those warm colors and stuff like that. And when you can see like night and day difference when I switched over from regular color profile to HLG. And it's not like it's D-Log. I'm not doing any editing. It just looks good just by flipping on the HLG. If you put it on, say, sunrise and sunset, that's a neat little trick for anybody, a little hack here. Can I rewind this real fast?
Ron, do you keep ND filter on at all, or do you?
I think I was running ND8 there.
I got you.
I think I was running the 8. Hold on here.
Good night, Sammy.
Sammy's going to bed.
Oh, Sammy's going to bed.
Good night.
Okay, watch the normal color profile here. Good night, Sammy.
Good night, Sammy.
See how nothing's very bright or whatever, really.
Right.
It's okay, but nothing's really standing out. And then watch when it switches over when I turn the HLG color profile on here. I think in the next clip.
Locations here in Jensen Beach.
Look at that. Look at how the colors change.
Oh, yeah. What a difference.
Look how everything's more dynamic under the HLG color profile. And again, that's what I'm not, it's not D-Log. I'm not doing any real editing to it. It just brings out those colors.
HLG.
This is April 6th, the following day. And this is
Now, what program do you use to edit, Ron?
I'm going to stop this here. You guys see it.
He's an FCP guy.
I mostly use Final Cut Pro, but if it's a simple edit, I'll just throw it in iMovie if I'm not really going to do much with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So anyhow, that video will be published soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. So again, a rare kind of you get to see secret spot that said even Captain Ray hasn't been to. Ray, we'll get you over there next year, and we'll set you up with some nice seafood at Country Joe's.
That sounds good. Sounds like a plan.
We had a good time that night. It was the 4 of us.
Well, the wives went too, right?
Plus the wife. Well, Mike's wife wasn't there, but and the wives went, and we had a group picture. And Mike, I think, got some good stuff with his glasses or whatever. His meta glasses. So we had a good time and a good dinner that night, didn't we, Marcus?
We sure did.
It wasn't a good idea to take the drones with us that night.
It was Ron, and that was on you. You were the guy that told us bring your drones, and it was well worth it for sure.
I mean, whenever you're going, well, Johnny and I did the same thing with Scott one night. We were going to dinner at Ray. What's our favorite place in Jupiter across the street from Guanabanas?
Was it Mulligan? No.
Scooters. We went to Scooters one night, and we started out at that other spot where it was too busy, that real hot spot. So we said, well, I said, Scooters is only about 5 minutes away. So as soon as we got to Scooters, the sun was setting. So Johnny and Scott and I pulled our drones out and got a nice flight in from the back parking lot of Scooters.
Sure did.
That's another secret spot, Ray, the back of Scooters parking lot.
Yeah, I'm going to have to write these down.
I mean, Johnny, it was a perfect spot. We were right near everything there.
We were, yeah. Got the lighthouse,
the
lighthouse from a different view. That was nice, yeah.
Hey, Ron, I'm trying to share a.
Yeah. I'm gonna get up here. This is the dinner that night.
That was the crew. Yeah, that was our waitress was really kind.
That was our professional photographer that follows us around.
She stood up on a chair to do that. She grabbed a chair and
Did y'all give her a drone? Yeah.
Kanji Joe's. I haven't been there in 20 years.
I like that place. It was nice.
You were at the hotel Sunday night, were you?
Not Sunday night. No.
Johnny was, but I said Johnny. He passed up this opportunity.
Yeah, I think we went to the barbecue place. I think.
Yeah, you were probably over at that barbecue joint. So
yeah,
we removed the picture Ed Marcus. So
PA barbecue, man. They're great. That PA barbecue.
That drone Sunday night. Yeah, we were.
Mike says that was a great night. Mike, did you get a chance to look at your footage from that night yet?
It's Bill Thomas. How you doing, Bill?
Hello, Bill. Don't forget the drone therapy on Wednesday night. Here, Marcus is back. And Johnny Ray, you got a show this Wednesday, don't you?
Yeah. We'll be showing viewer videos. It's kind of viewer appreciation night. Send in your videos, and I got a T-shirt. We'll give away a $5.
What can I win, Johnny? That's what I want to know. I want to know what
I'm bringing it, Marcus. So I'm going to try to win that.
Yeah. Oh, the shirt. Yeah. Well.
Oh yeah, the shirt. That's a nice shirt.
Yeah, I mean, but we'll just show a viewer videos. We kind of get back to normal a little bit, but yeah, send in your video, guys. We love.
Oh, Johnny, let me assure you, you're never normal.
Well, that's true, but hey, I'm abnormal, absolutely normal.
Hey, hold on. I've been wanting to ask Ray, what's up with the?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Did you since COVID when I got sick?
Hey, DeMarco, you too young to remember Serpico, right?
I do remember Serpico.
Well,
that's kid, but yes.
Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I had a black beard back in that baby.
Yeah, Ray actually worked with Serpico. Hey, I want to shout out thoughts and prayers for Bill Thomas. He's having a colonoscopy tomorrow.
Okay, good luck, Bill.
Yeah, good luck.
So
good luck with the night before, anyway. Yeah.
They say that's the worst part.
Yeah, that's the worst part.
Oh, terrible. I'm petrified. I did the Cologuard.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a long night, brother.
Yeah.
Ray, you got a show come up this Thursday, right?
Yes, yeah. I have Stephen Sutton as my special guest, and we'll talk to Stephen, see what he's been up to lately. He's over in Finland, so. But he looks like he's very busy lately.
Well, he's going to be an interesting guest this week because our friend Barry Marco had sent us a story that they had the biggest drone show ever in Vietnam to celebrate the end of the war there. Like I was like, I'm just throwing a number up, 10,000 drones in the air.
Oh, wow.
But then Stephen reported, he did a video the other day where they had more problems. Some of those drones started going haywire again.
Oh, wow. Crazy. That's not good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get the inside scoop from him on that.
Yeah, he put a little video out on it already. And Johnny, is it true? I hear in a couple of weeks on your show, Fly for Fun show, that you may have some big drone celebrities all on the panel one night.
We'll have the number one show in the drone community that we'll have the host of that show. I'm not going to mention the show. It's on Monday night, every Monday night about this time.
Yeah, we can't say any names.
But no, hey, we'll have the DroneNation.
No, you say names, you got to pay them,
Yeah, well, of course, we'll have Ron and Marco and Marcus there, and hey, I want to, I do want to say, and man, I appreciate everything y'all do for the community, and you guys, I know it's one of the first shows I started watching, and of course, I think Build a Drone Reviewer that somehow ran across those two shows, and of course, it was DroneNation back then. But, hey, it's
you put Johnny and me together. It's all thanks to you guys.
Give those guests. Yep.
And fast forward now, 5 years later, hey, we're all friends, and I know we talk on the phone pretty regular, and it's really it's just a community of friends. I know, hey, the drones kind of brought us together, but if we quit flying drones tomorrow, we're still gonna be friends, and that's what.
Yeah, right. We had what almost 130 some friends just about a month ago.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Yeah.
DroneNation.
When you get guys like yesterday, what happened? Guys showing up at your house and stuff like, and Jenna too, of course, came with Barkley, and I mean, I tell you what, it's amazing the friends, in the community and the friendships we made. So it's
worldwide,
it's really
Johnny, worldwide.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. No, you're right. Not only just a few miles away. As Joe and I are about 15 miles apart, and then got friends across the world. And hey, you mentioned Steven. Steven is a great guy. I mean, all the guys. I mean, it's a great community. It really is.
Steven, and don't get folks, when Steven comes on our shows, he's up in the middle of the night doing it.
Yeah, it's 2 a.m. Yeah,
he's coming on 2 a.m. to be on these shows. So give him his due or whatever. So
and he's happy.
Yeah.
He's happy to be on.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you ever talked to Marcus at 10 o'clock in the morning. He's pretty grumpy. He's grumpy. I'm just saying.
He's no Steven Sutton, huh?
He's no Steven, no, not at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Not even close.
You don't like doing sunrise flights, Marcus?
I'm not an early morning guy.
Marcus missed the Peanut Island sunrise flight this year.
That was the day we had just gotten in from San Juan. We were pretty beat, but you
should never go into bed. You should just got in and immediately drove down to Peanut Island
that had probably crashed the drone or something. Yeah, not good.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, you weren't here last week. We talked about a story that not the happiest story we ever had, but there's been a couple bills around. This Mike Lee guy out in Utah had a bill where he didn't want anybody to fly under 200 feet. But Florida, I don't have the bill number of the story here, but lawmakers in Florida were trying to get new laws in where like people couldn't fly over, people's houses. Plus they had all these, what they called them like important infrastructure. I mean, they had everything but the peanut sink in this, infrastructure. But they had wording in there that especially disturbed markets where they said you could use something like, any force you needed to get a drone out of the air if it was over your private property or whatever. And like Marcus said, that any force you needed to use kind of made you think they were saying you could shoot them out of the sky or whatever. And, as somebody who was in law enforcement all their life or whatever, is it wise to have civilians firing weapons in the air over in communities or houses?
No way. If that bill passes, I'll be shocked. And I'll be bad-mouthing every representative that voted for it, too. Republican or Democrat, I don't care.
Well, those kind of you just look at the face of it and you think, okay, who thinks that's logical?
Yeah.
Who thinks that makes sense? I mean, in any case, it is.
And Ray, these anti-drone laws, they don't seem to be party-centric. It seems like both parties are against drones.
They're like bipartisan sponsorship on it.
The one thing they can agree on is no drones. That's the only thing they have common ground on. Unfortunately, for us.
That is crazy.
No, hey, like we all said this last week. Think about it. Shoot a drone out of the air. Or something that's not even a problem. I mean,
Yep.
Crazy.
Hey, Ray, there's your buddy John Olson in the chat.
Yeah, we're gonna fly together on Wednesday, John and I.
He played golf with the district attorney, an investigator that did the investigation on service.
Oh, really? Okay, John. All right, that's cool. Well, I felt bad because I was supposed to fly with John tomorrow, but I'm having a koi fish delivery from North Carolina, and I have to wait around for the fish to arrive.
This isn't good news.
Mike Wright's letting you know, Ray, that bill got passed. It's just waiting for the governor's side.
Oh, really? It did pass. It's on the governor's desk.
But what I'm worried about is if it's a rider in some big bill. Sometimes.
Well, again, I voiced my opinion on Facebook. And I told them what I thought of it, that it was crazy to shoot a drone out of the sky. Not that it means a lot, but I tagged A lot of people in that post.
Well, maybe next year we can invite DeSantis to the meetup, and he can see how safe and responsible drone flyers are.
No. It's the Hammond drone meetup.
Hey, yeah, I mean,
We'll have to switch the location to Hammond. You're right.
Yeah. Somebody show up at the South Florida drone meetup and go skeet shooting. You know, I mean, like, man, that is even the way it sounds. It's crazy. I mean, well, you can't fire. Well, I mean, you're not supposed to fire a gun in city limits here. I mean, same way, you know, and out in the parish and in the, I guess you can, but there's still certain rules on that if the houses are close or something.
Yeah.
You know?
Can you imagine?
Well, I got to say, I knocked DeSantis. You know, I not that I went after him, but I targeted him in Facebook posts in the past. And if, like I say, when he took the drones away, DJI drones away from law enforcement, that was another big mistake he made. Really.
But of course, that's all in the spying issue. That's a different issue. That's because they claim that almost a higher government thing. The bigger federal government's trying to get DJIs taken out of the workforce because of spying. So he's just kind of mimicking the laws that the federal government.
Yes, exactly. But he had it passed and it's done. Of course, a lot of police departments, a lot of money to replace all those drones.
You heard Al say the Margate Police Department, they were sad to turn the DJI drones in, because the studios, aren't quite as good. Look, Mike Rice got a bad comment about Louisiana in here, Johnny.
I see that, yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but hey, I just can't believe that, man. That is the most craziest thing you ever heard. Somebody could just say you could even. The words coming out of a mouth that you could shoot a drone down. Can you imagine being a police officer and you're called in the scene because a bunch of civilians are shooting in the air, and when you arrive, they claim they're shooting the drones, but of course you don't see any drone around. What do you?
Well, yeah. When Gene Costello had a drone shot out of the sky, the police officer that responded did ask, "Were you spying?" Or where were you when you were flying that drone? Like it was okay for the guy to do it, but that is. And they haven't arrested him yet, as far as I know. And I think I'll be the first to know if and when the guy gets arrested.
Well, I hope they do that, because that's what'll send the message. Is you can't. Well, we beat that to death, but people just trying to blast things out of the sky makes no sense.
Ray, let me ask you this: why? I mean. Why hasn't the guy been arrested? I mean, I know I'm not asking.
I can't ask. I would love to pick up the phone and call that captain. There's a captain investigating this, by the way. A captain, not an officer. A captain is involved. So I have a feeling maybe he knows somebody on the police department.
Right.
I don't know, but
the FAA is not going to go arrest.
But again, I told her to report it herself to the FAA.
To the FAA, I absolutely would do that.
Yeah. To let them know, that is, first of all, I mean,
it's a federal offense. First of all, I mean, the city or county sheriff, I don't know exactly who handled it, but they can't arrest people for federal violations. They'd have to, I guess, bring in the FBI or whatever to do that.
So you can help us with that, Ray. So, for instance, just a hypothetical. Say I was flying out at Heroes Park, and not even a firearm. Let's say I was bringing it in to land the drone, and somebody threw something at the drone and knocked it out of the sky and damaged it. Of course, I would call the police. And that is a federal offense. The local police could not prosecute them under.
Well, they can get them on a different charge. They could get them on possibly reckless endangerment because he caused some reckless actions to go on, or like Johnny was saying, shooting a gun in city limits.
Early conduct.
Well.
So that's what I always tell people when they talk about the privacy laws with drones. Every state, every community has privacy laws already. So if you've got your drone down and you're looking in somebody's bedroom window,
Well,
whether there's a drone rule or not doesn't matter. That's illegal,
right.
because of peeping Tom laws. And you can, so I'm wondering why they're so worried about making these special drone laws specifically about drones when there's already laws out there.
Yeah, Marcus is right. When say a camera company releases a new camera, that new camera doesn't get its own privacy law.
Well,
it just goes in with all the other cameras.
Right.
Or this.
Hey,
or
Ray,
this.
let me ask
like
you a question. Is GD Costello, is her drone so destroyed that they can't review the camera footage off the memory card?
I don't know. She didn't tell me that.
Because that'll prove she wasn't.
She hasn't seen the drone. She saw it. She has a picture of it.
Yeah.
But they have the drone.
If the captain looks at the footage, he'll see that there was no spying.
Right. I know. They should be doing that if they haven't done it. But it wouldn't surprise me that they haven't done it, to be honest with you. But I don't know.
Hey, Ron.
But she should have an attorney. An attorney should be advising her, too. Rather than her doing it all herself.
Right,
or even call the local prosecutor's office and say, hey,
Ron, that's what your arm looks like if you mess with a Mavic 3 right there.
Well, that's Captain Joe's arm?
Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh, wow.
So,
hey, gentlemen, I've got dinner ready here, so I'm going to get rolling.
We're getting late here. Yeah, Marcus, you do go ahead and eat dinner. We're going to wrap things up here. It's almost 10:30.
Okay. Well, if you're shutting it down now, I'll wait for a second, but if not, I know.
Okay. I want to thank everybody in the chat who joined us tonight. Thanks for all your questions, comments, concerns. So sorry we didn't have much more in the Mavic 4 tonight, but again, we just said the same thing we said last week. Just rewind and watch that older show. We think there's going to be a teaser tomorrow, but maybe not, because we haven't got the email yet or whatever. But I mean, nothing's for sure anymore with what's going on now with all this stuff. So who knows if we're going to see that teaser tomorrow. If not, we did hear in the chat today from Lauren that he heard it's got delayed again. So maybe May 13th isn't the date anymore. And I think delays hurts because the further we push it back, the more it's going to fall into the tariffs. So that's not good for consumers. But anyhow, I want to thank Ray and Johnny for coming on with us tonight, and Fly for Fun show Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
And then Ray, you're on Thursday at 7
p.m.
Eastern Standard Time or whatever. So, Marcus, you got anything new coming out?
Well, I'm really right smack dab in the middle of editing my South Florida drone meetup videos, as well as the drone cruise itself. I got a ton of stuff. So
you got a lot of releases.
Marcus, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
About Tanya? Did you hear why Tanya didn't come? Or
yes,
no?
She works for St. Alphonsus Hospital. They bought another hospital in Fresno, California, so she got sent to California and was working. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we missed her. You know, tell her we missed her.
I let her know that.
Invite her back for 2026.
Yeah, absolutely.
DeMarco, you got anything for us on the way out here?
Yes, I do. In fact, I'm working on a video. Yay.
Oh, really?
Unusual.
What kind of video? Let's see.
Not a drone video, though. I'm in this projector group, though, so I bought that new projector. So a couple of guys asked for pictures of it, though, so I told them I would just make a video of it, though.
Hey, DeMarco, don't fly my Mavic 3 anymore. Just saying.
Were you guys on the show? Were you guys on the show tonight? DeMarco showed this setup.
Looks good, Marcus.
Setup?
No.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. How you
doing? Look at her shirt. Look at that.
Look at that.
Hey, look at that. Nice.
Johnny even gets promotion from Sarah.
Yeah, she's a fan. She's a fan. Yeah.
#1 fan. Yeah. All right. So don't forget to look for that new video, that secret spot video that I gave you a sneak peek. It'll be on DroneNation Live here and probably maybe even tomorrow. So
we'll show it Wednesday. Yeah, we'll show it Wednesday too. Yeah.
But watch it. Don't reveal that secret spot to anybody, but you can probably, me and Ray may be there sometime next year, right?
Definitely.
Good night. Thanks for watching.
Good night, everybody.
Have a good night. Bye-bye,
everybody.
Bye, everybody.